you ready to go back into the catacombs? Just like we have seen every single time, the location of this chapel is in the historic center of Naples, Italy. The alchemist's chamber, or chamber of secrets, descending underground beneath the chapel yet again. We find 2 human skulls, and this is just the beginning. It's clearly symbolic for what is possibly behind that drywall, looking very different from the original plan, where half of the descendants would be placed above and then half beneath the main level of the chapel for reasons that are unknown. Now, I want everybody to understand that this is most likely a bunch of nonsense. And I say this because we have seen this so many times all over the world, where millions of bones are placed underneath these places of worship. They know exactly why they're there. Telling us reasons are unknown. This is telling us a lie. And we know this now. The prince is also most likely a fictional character, a fictional backstory as to why there are bones underneath this chapel, right in the middle of Naples, Italy. This place is also home to marble statues that are clearly not carved by hammers and chisels. We are told that these were carved in 1753, portraying Christ deposed after crucifixion, covered by a transparent veil, just chiseling marble perfectly in 1753, and then going home to his wooden shed, freezing in winters, no indoor plumbing, just relieving himself in a pot. They didn't even have toilet paper yet, using whatever was available, using old rags, moss, leaves, or the good old trusty hand, as we're told. But we are told that this hand-wiping civilization was just next door chiseling marble veils. So clearly somebody is lying. And here we go. The entire chapel is filled with symbolism. The chamber is said to contain secret passages, hidden rooms, and I guarantee that there are networks of tunnels, massive catacombs, all connecting to this central point, this location, this chapel. Some of these symbols inside the structure include the glory of heaven, a triangle that hides meanings that must be read in an alchemical Masonic way. The triangle signifies alchemically or sulfur, and of course, fire, where they have more angel and dragon depictions inside. It's just art, of course. If any one of these people that are just standing in line to get in just looked up for 2 seconds, they would see what is carved into the doorframe. This place, in my opinion, without a doubt, is a massive network of catacombs located right below their feet. Hidden rooms, secret passages, skulls on their front door, symbolism all over the place here. Let's take this up a notch and go even deeper. Staying in Italy, more specifically, Rome, we have the Our Lady of the Conception of the Capuchins, a Roman Catholic church. It is the first Roman church dedicated to the Immaculate Conception. Looking very nice and peaceful inside the building. Nothing too crazy. Everything is just fine until you scroll down to the crypt section. And just like we found on this channel, back in episode 72, part 1 of the Catacombs, the crypt is located under the church. Every single time this is the case, holding the remains of thousands of people, thousands of bones, right below the floor of this church. The crypt is divided into 5 chapels, lit only by dim natural light, seeping in through the cracks. The crypt walls are decorated with the remains in elaborate fashion, making this crypt a work of art. This is insane. Can you believe that this is going on under so many churches in so many countries, proving that this was a common practice? It was not just to clear space for the cemeteries. In my opinion, it was a ritual. And I say possibly, but I mean probably, still is today. Structures and buildings, knowledge of the past, Where did all these people go? Why didn't the great fires of the 1800s kill thousands of people? Inhaling smoke would have done this by itself, and we've shown this. What if these great fires did? Or what if they were already gone and placed into geometric patterns? A previous civilization placed right under all of our feet, unaware that they were all under our feet, under the places of worship, until now. And we are just getting started today. Welcome to episode 92 of my lunch break. I hope you're all having a great day. And if you're new, welcome. And I want to thank all of our sponsors over on Patreon. Thank you to FlatEarthDave.com. You can check out his app, the Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, and Zodiac app. I'll put the link right in the description. And you can use my referral code, MLB. If you click the Tartaria button, you'll see the My Lunch Break playlist right here. The app is awesome. Thank you to Rebecca K, Christopher Arietta, The Lady Lacey Show, David and Sherry Ferguson, Edwin Johnson, Chuck Templeton, Joy Lee, Stephanie Nolan, The Burlesons, Suez KC, Dan Woodall, Dale, DJ Clicktrack, Edward and Brianna, Jacob Law, Jim Ribley and Christine Duggan, Kyle Glascock, PKTFnews.org, Regna Saturna, Dendries NL, Juana Mesher, G Power, Natalie Shippenoff, Amberson EMC, HK Sue, Isaac Wright, Melissa Edgar, Biggles, Clayton Lamar, Ultimus Maximus, Noble Task Homestead, John Adams, Easy and Whitney, Roberts O'Zolins, Crypto Scugo, Rick Tapkey, Blake, Billy Prater, The Phoenix Art, The Arnolds, Attila Power, VKH Bonner, Bell's Clarions for God, Forbidden Gecko Love, Justin Grobner Grubb, Leah Strong, Peter Batani, Dakota Dunn, Eric Martinez, Ivan Apoctoli, Jim Bro, Edwin Rice, Helmut, Charles Kruger, Glenn Gunderson, EdgarT-shirts.com, Meta, Jason Hochberg, Marie C, ValleyMedicinals.com, Kyle Logan, Alina and Chris the IT guy, Ron Mower, David and Irene, Michael Dingyu, Patriot Armory, Tom O'Hara, Wayne T, Michael D. Connor, William Royal, C3SCOB, Ancient Tallow, Jeffrey Temple, SonyaDane.com, James Alton, Bucksui, Jason Prest, Suki Warrior, We the People, Migs, Miss Rex's Murphy, Mark Chapman, Muji and DeClan, Ariana Oates, Jenica Joyce, Nathan Burba, Ski, Codrenth, Mousy Mouse Cheese Records, The Sovereign, Beacon of Truth, Dax, Liberty's Arborist, Thomas Thorpe Peterson, Zinger Coffee and Tea, Natasha C, K Moore, DevlinMcGregor.com, Don Gaston, Frizz Tickle, Charlie, Miss Fox, Diamond Jewel, David Rauschenbach, Emily Maryland, Felipe, Curious Cat, TheGoldenTeacher.co, Anna Valdez, Mike D, etc., Dan McGee, Leslie Filer, Festive Trev, Debrayus, Eddie McCollum, Lori Hedvig Johnson, Terry, Jesse DeLeon, Paraplegic Coffee, Papa One, The Almers, Avatars of Gaia, Secrets Beyond Earth, Ellie Annie, Ivan Apoctoli, Seth Craigo, Vince Moreno, Shiba Shaba in the Darkness. You guys are all awesome and helping this channel out a lot. The crypt originated of a rich and creative cult for their dead. Great spiritual masters meditated and preached with a skull in their hand. Meditating with a skull in their hand under a church. What are we reading? What is going on here? I definitely was not taught about this in History 101, or 102 for that matter. With a bone-chilling message, a plaque, right here in the center. In one of the chapels reads, in 3 languages, "What you are now, all of us, we once were, the previous civilization. What we are now, the catacombs, dead skulls, being used as meditation, you shall be, all of us." Basically giving away their plan right here on this plaque and what they have done to the previous civilization, putting them under our feet, putting them in places of worship. Let's read this again. What you are now, we once were. What we are now, you shall be. Crazy that they put this right on the wall, telling us what the plan is, and showing who those people are. I think this proves who they were and where the previous civilization really went. And it would be one thing if this was the only one in the world. But like we have shown now within episode 72, episode 78, and now episode 92, this is not even close to a once-off. It's in so many countries, and most of it is not open to the public, meaning that there are most likely so many more people that we're not told about or can see. We have seen this in Odessa. The catacombs are 1,600 miles long, a 3-level system, reaching a depth of 200 feet below the sea level, a massive network. Or the Paris catacombs. We are told that they are 174 miles long. However, only a small portion is open to the public, extending deep beneath the city streets, representing one of the largest grave sites in the world. So we don't know if they are bigger than 174 miles, but to suggest that they could fit a previous civilization, I mean, they definitely could. Now we're gonna move to Poland. We have the Skull Chapel. There's nothing weird going on here at all. No skulls on the door, not a single symbol that would give anything away. Do you see anything odd about this picture? Am I missing anything? I do see more angels, but that's just art, of course. And the building does look like it's going below the street level, which is kinda odd. And what is this in the basement? How did this get here? You know, if they found this underneath somebody's house today, I think we would all be a little skeptical, and I think it would get its own Netflix series. But as long as it's underneath a church, everything seems to check out and be just fine with everybody. Can we all wake up? At what point do we all say, that does seem a little odd? Maybe there is something weird about that. Maybe thousands of bones underneath the floors of all of these places of worship is a little odd. It is a little weird that my history teacher didn't tell me about this. It is a little odd that they are all put into geometric patterns. And I guess it is a little weird that they're holding skulls in their hand while practicing rituals all over the world in the basement. Anybody? A little odd? Yeah? Okay. And a nice no touching sign right here, in case anybody is insane and wants to do that. Ritualistic intentions, in my opinion, right beneath your feet, all over the world. Collecting the bones, cleaning them all up, and putting them under the chapel. The Sedlec ossuary, Czech Republic. I told you we are just getting started, and I'm going to turn your reality upside down. I'm going to show you something that you will never unsee. The ossuary is estimated to contain skeletons of between 40,000 people and 70,000 people. And we know it is most likely more, whose bones have in many cases have been artistically arranged to form decorations and furnishings for the chapel. Tell me, at what point do you think that these people have your best interest in mind? At which point do you start thinking for yourself? Understand that what you've been told is planned. There was a previous civilization here, a civilization that was just like us, that was extremely advanced. They held the technology to create massive palaces all over the world. We have shown this. Masterpiece marble art that will be here forever. Again, all of this information is sitting right in front of your face. It's always been here. These places are real. We can all go and see them whenever we'd like. It's up to you to open your eyes and see the truth. Let's take a minute and thank all of our badge members, all of our Patreons, and every single subscriber, and everybody who likes the episodes. It's because of all of you that this information continues to reach new people. Every single Saturday. We are also on X, Rumble, Instagram, TikTok, Rockfin, and Spotify. I'm gonna say it again. Imagine any other place in the world a grocery store, somebody's house, a warehouse, a restaurant, a mall, anywhere else. Imagine that they had 40 to 70,000 people, bones, laid in artistic designs under their floors, holding skulls in their hand for meditation. What would we all think about that place? Why is this so acceptable? Because it's under a church. This is strategic. It's by design. The ossuary is among the most visited tourist attractions of the Czech Republic, drawing over 200,000 visitors annually, with chandeliers of bones containing at least one of every bone in the human body hangs from the center of the nave, with garlands of skulls draping the vault. Why is this a place that people are paying to visit? If I'm just being honest, they've done an incredible job manipulating the masses, telling us it will be us right on the wall one day. And we pay them to go look at the people that are now chandeliers. And they are so good at doing this that it's now somehow normalized. One of the most disgusting places in the world, in my opinion. Hundreds of thousands of us pay to go inside every year. Have we all lost our minds? We have shown that these things connect to schools, places of worship, hospitals. And then they put this kind of art in there. A decoration, apparently. Moving over to the Chapel of Bones. We are told it is one of the best known monuments in Évora, Portugal. Just a great attraction. A chapel located right next to the entrance of the Church of St. Francis. How did the Chapel of Bones get its name? Well, it gets its name because the interior walls are covered and decorated with human skulls and bones, of course. And a great place to spend your Saturday. Come on down. And then they need to make sure they put these glass barriers up so that nobody goes and touches the bones. Because people just can't seem to help it. What is going on? Who would seriously pay to go in one of these, let alone go and touch the bones? Oh my gosh, if you could see me now, you would see that I'm looking at these people shaking my head. It's under the church though, so it's acceptable. No. Did you know that this was below our feet? Did you know how extensive this was? Did you know that it was worldwide? Did you know that this one holds an estimated 5,000 corpses to decorate the walls of the chapel? The bones just came from ordinary people, of course, arranged into a variety of patterns. Such a normal thing to do under a chapel. Not weird at all. Very normal thing for chapels to do. But if a convenience store starts taking ordinary people and arranging them into a variety of patterns, I don't think anybody's gonna pay and take pictures. We're not gonna get 200,000 people a year in a Walgreens basement. But the place of worship, not an issue, of course. No problem. At what point do we wake up? I'm gonna go deeper. I was going to show you these photos that are down there, but then I read this sentence of what is underneath this chapel. So you can go look at the pictures for yourself. I'm not sharing it here. This basement, a place of worship, holds 2 corpses, one of which is this. And then people pay to go in there. And this is acceptable somehow. Written on the roof of this chapel is the phrase, "Better is the day of death than the day of birth." And we can now see who we are dealing with. A group that doesn't seem to enjoy our company. A group that seems to be fully in control of the masses. So much so that they think these places are payment worthy. The photos that are under this church, in my opinion, are disgusting. Understanding what is under our feet is incredibly important, and see what has been going on all of our lives. Places that are used as ritualistic practices. Things that we are told right on their websites, holding skulls for meditation. Bones of the past placed into artistic designs, decorations to make chandeliers, plaques that read that what we are now, they once were. What they are now, we shall be. If you were on the fence about this research before, unsure if there was a previous civilization that was wiped out, unsure if we are being given back technology from the past, thinking that the narrative that we're all told worldwide, thinking that it was giving you the full story. Are you still on the fence? I think now is the time we all get off it. When we go to Austria, Hallstatt to be specific, an Austrian house of bones, filled with hundreds of intricately painted skulls. We are told that in the 1700s, the church began digging up corpses. In my opinion, this was the previous civilization from the mud, all to make way for the newly dead. An excuse that we have seen before, taking up too much room. So let's paint these ones and put them into geometric patterns for fun, and then do rituals and also make people pay to see them. Sounds good? No. Tightly stacked over 1,200 skulls. Once the skeletons were removed from the mud, they bleached them in the sun. And then 1720 comes around and they start painting them. A nice tradition apparently, decorated with an assortment of symbols. Though this practice has been dying out since the 1960s, they took a woman from 1983 and they entered her into the ossuary in 1995, showing that this is still going on today.